Alright, welcome back to TEW 2020, the brand split from day one, and today, in this episode, I am going to be going through the schedule for the rest of 2016 and the beginning of 2017. I took every single comment, I looked through them once again, I made sure nobody commented twice to try to get a certain event 2 votes. Nobody did that, unsurprisingly, but in case someone was really desperate to see over the limit, then they would have commented it 4 times on 4 different videos. I made sure that didn't happen. So all of these events, except for one, had at least one person in the comments saying that they wanted this to be an event. And I'm going to get into that event that I handpicked myself and why I handpicked it. And if a certain event got at least 3 different people saying that they want to see it, it got a guaranteed spot into the schedule with one exception, and I'll get into that exception at the end of the video because there's this certain criteria that the events must have hit to make it on the list, and that one event did not make it on the list. So I will explain why that event didn't make it and what event will be taking over it. So if you guys don't care about that, then you can just click off after I'm done with the events, because I'm going to the events first and I'm going into them right now. So after SummerSlam, first off, SummerSlam will not move. It will stay on August week 3 Sunday. But after the SummerSlam event, we will be doing cross-branded pay-per-views, and the first one, it is a SmackDown branded pay-per-view on September of week 4, will be the return of the Great American Bash. The Great American Bash will be SmackDown's September pay-per-view. Actually, the only September pay-per-view, because Raw's very next pay-per-view is October of week 2, and it is Cyber Sunday. So this was the event that took over, the event that didn't fit the criteria, and the event that was going to be here was going to be Halloween Havoc. However, Halloween Havoc did not meet the criteria that I will explain at the end of the video if you are interested. But Cyber Sunday, Raw branded pay-per-view, will be filling that ranks. The next month, exactly 4 weeks following Cyber Sunday on November of week 2, is Survivor Series. No surprise there. Survivor Series not going anywhere. It's staying there. But on December of week 3, we have SmackDown's second not co-branded, actually, solo pay-per-view. On December of week 3 is WWE's Armageddon. Armageddon will be returning to the schedule, and the next pay-per-view is the Raw branded pay-per-view. On week 1 of January, we will see New Year's Revolution make a comeback on January week 1 of 2017. After New Year's Revolution is on Sunday week 4 of January, the Royal Rumble, obviously. Royal Rumble not going anywhere. My favorite pay-per-view, I guess, in the WWE schedule, so it's not leaving. We then have 2 pay-per-views in between the Rumble and Mania. Both Raw and SmackDown get a pay-per-view on the road to WrestleMania. Raw goes first, and on February week 3, Bad Blood will be Raw's mid-pay-per-view on the road to WrestleMania. And on March of week 1, we will see No Mercy be the SmackDown pay-per-view. And obviously, after No Mercy, we will have WrestleMania 33. After WrestleMania 33, we have Raw on April of week 3 be Payback. Payback is Raw's post-WrestleMania pay-per-view, and SmackDown's post-WrestleMania pay-per-view on May of week 3 is Backlash. The next pay-per-view is the one I was talking about. Nobody asked for this one, but I personally brought it back because I feel this pay-per-view is very significant to this series, and that pay-per-view is Battleground. The reason I feel that this pay-per-view is the most significant is because, in my opinion, Battleground is the start of the new era. Some people could have argued, if my series happened in real life, some people could have argued that night 1 of the draft was the beginning of the new era, but I personally believe that Battleground is the first show in the new era. So I'm keeping Battleground on June of week 3. And the final event that I am going to be producing, by the way, Battleground, Raw pay-per-view, the final pay-per-view that I need to announce on June week 3, SmackDown presents Judgment Day. And that does mean that WrestleMania will have Money in the Bank. I kind of forgot to mention that. And that also means that that means Cyber Sunday will actually be using you guys. You guys will be actually voting on things that happen on Cyber Sunday. That was the whole gimmick of the original Cyber Sunday, like, oh, what's going to be the match type? And you'd vote on the match type. Well, the match type doesn't really matter in TEW since you're not watching the matches. I'm going to take it a step farther. Without saying what exactly I'm going to be doing, all I'm just going to say is you guys are going to have a huge impact on what happens on Cyber Sunday. So, now that is the end of the schedule reveal. If you guys want to see the criteria that I am talking about, stay tuned. If you really don't care why I had to cut Halloween Havoc, then click off. Okay, so this is going to sound really weird to some of you, but the way to keep the pay-per-view schedule kind of fluid and to have some pay-per-views stay and some pay-per-views leave is by the picture. So, for example, let's go Bad Blood, right? Bad Blood only has one picture. That means that after Bad Blood 2017, we're going to get a new event to replace it. However, there's pay-per-views like, I'll use Hell in a Cell for an example. Hell in a Cell has 2 of them, so that means we would get 1 in 2016 and 1 in 2017, and then 2018 we get a new pay-per-view to replace it. That might sound really weird as to that's how I'm going to determine what pay-per-views stay and leave. I just kind of think of it as like just a way to freshen it up and a way to tell when we need new pay-per-views. The only pay-per-views that this don't apply to are the Rumble, our Mania, our SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. I will find new pictures for the events if I have to, because these pay-per-views aren't going anywhere. These are the only protected pay-per-views, and if you guys voted for Money in the Bank to keep its pay-per-view, then that would have also been a protected pay-per-view. I would have had a big 5 instead of a big 4, but you guys would have preferred to see WrestleMania hold Money in the Bank. And this is one thing that I really like about this schedule, is that each of the big 4 pay-per-views kind of have a big draw to them, as in the Royal Rumble has the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania is going to have the Money in the Bank, Survivor Series has that, elimination. Maybe it's going to be Team Raw vs. Team SmackDown. Maybe it won't be Team Raw vs. Team SmackDown, but it will have those Survivor Series elimination matches. And starting next year, SummerSlam will have King of the Ring. So for those of you that stayed for this little bit, that's your little, treat for staying and listening to hear me ramble about fucking pictures. So yes, all of these have a event, a draw to go with them. And the reason Cyber Sunday had to replace Halloween Havoc was simply because Halloween Havoc has no pictures in the database. Now, I could have just added some pictures to go with it, like made my own, but then that would defeat the whole purpose of the, picture system, I guess. Sounds pretty stupid, but whatever. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you like the schedule that I have constructed using mostly your guys' suggestions, and that'll be it. The next episode of The New Era might take a little bit longer to come out, as I need to start writing shit for SmackDown and for Great American Bash and Cyber Sunday. So it might come out, it might take a little bit, not too long to come out though, I hope. So that's it for this little schedule announcement. I hope to make this a thing where I do it either after every SummerSlam or maybe Mania or something. So yeah, just kind of a little fun video to keep you guys occupied with the series while I'm writing up to the next pay-per-views. And I hope to see you for the next episode of Monday Night Raw.